This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. Today we're going to speak about why insurance will never cover a sure thing, and why underwriting against a certain loss and claim is appropriate and effective. Certain losses are never insurable because they are something where there was no potential risk. It was certain. The underwriting of an insurance policy requires evaluation of risks of loss faced by the proposed insured. When a proposed insured advises the underwriter that it has received an intent to sue from customers of the insured, a prudent underwriter will either refuse the insurance or will issue the insurance with an exclusion that the known risk faced by the potential insured, the Sunnyside Mobile Estates, is excluded. California Capital Insurance Company, CCIC, who defended and indemnified its insured Sunnyside Mobile Estates, appealed from a judgment rendered in favor of Gotham Insurance Company on CCIC's complaint for equitable contribution towards funds it paid and costs it incurred in defending and settling a claim against a mutual insured. Gotham defended based upon the underwriting of its policy that excluded the type of action CCIC defended, because it specifically excluded the allegations having been told of an intent to sue served on the insured before the policy incepted. In California Capital Insurance Company versus Gotham Insurance Company, the California Court of Appeals on November 6, 2023, interpreted the competing insurance policies and resolved the dispute. CCIC and Gotham each provided commercial general liability, CGL, insurance for Sunnyside Mobile Estates, a mobile home park located in Fresno, California, during different policy periods. CCIC issued a number of CGL insurance policies for the mobile home park from 2007 through 2016. The owner of the mobile home park then switched his insurance carrier to Gotham, which insured the park under a CGL insurance policy for the policy period of 2016 through 2017. In July of 2016, several days before the Gotham policy was issued, residents of the mobile home park sued the park's owner, Peter M. Ormond, and the Ormond Trust, which did business as Sunnyside Mobile Estates. This was called the Alonzo Action. The Alonzo Action included claims for alleged failure to maintain and service the mobile home park. Gotham had been made aware of the potential for such litigation during the insurance application process and issued its policy with an endorsement intended to exclude coverage for claims that might be raised in such litigation. Ultimately, CCIC settled with the Alonzo plaintiffs and brought the present action seeking equitable contribution from Gotham to pay what it claimed was Gotham's fair share of the settlement funds expended and defense costs incurred by CCIC. On April 8, 2016, mobile home park residents, months before the issuance of the Gotham policy, by and through one of its residents, sent Ormond a notice of intention to commence action dated March 1, 2016. Pursuant to the Mobile Home Residency Law in California, the MRL. Approximately 5 days after the Alonzo complaint was filed, Gotham issued the Gotham policy to the Ormond insureds for the policy period July 19, 2016 to July 19, 2017. The Gotham policy contained an endorsement titled, quote, "Failure to Maintain Exclusion, Mobile Home Parks, California," close quote, sometimes called the FTM exclusion, which Gotham contends was intended to exclude coverage for matters addressed in the notice of intention to sue. Ormond settled the Alonzo action and some trip and fall claims. The matters were settled in a global agreement, which provided, among other things, for the payment of $925,000, $25,579 of which was allocated to a trip and fall claimant, and the remainder to the Alonzo plaintiffs. CCIC then sued Gotham for equitable contribution toward the funds it paid in settlement and its defense costs. The trial court entered judgment against CCIC and in favor of Gotham. Equitable contribution apportions costs among insurers sharing the same level of liability on the same risk as to the same insured, and is available when several insurers are obligated to indemnify or defend the same loss or claim, and one insurer has paid more than its share of the loss or defended the action without any participation by the others. Equity in the legal concept and in the interpretation of insurance policies deals with the term fair. The contribution has to be fair. Now, Gotham, according to the court, did not have a duty to defend the Ormond insureds in the Alonzo action, because the duty to defend is both separate from and broader than a duty to indemnify. In mixed action cases involving both claims potentially covered by the insurance policy and claims not potentially covered by the policy, California law generally provides the insurer has a duty to defend the entire mixed action prophylactically as an obligation imposed by law in support of the policy. However, the Court of Appeal noted that there was no possibility of coverage under the Gotham policy insuring provisions for the Alonzo complaint's allegations, because the undisputed evidence demonstrated the Ormond insureds knew that bodily injury and property damage alleged in the Alonzo complaint occurred before the issuance of the Gotham policy. It was indisputable that any such injury or damage that existed at the time of the Alonzo complaint did not occur during the policy period, since the filing of the Alonzo complaint preceded issuance of the Gotham policy. There was no possibility of coverage under the insuring provisions of the Gotham policy. Accordingly, Gotham was under no duty to defend the Ormond insureds from claims asserted in the Alonzo complaint. Finding that the FTM exclusion relied upon by Gotham and the statutes and regulations in effect at the time the Gotham policy was issued, with an endorsement entitled "Failure to Maintain," the statutes and regulations referenced in the FTM exclusion are the very statutes and regulations expressly referenced in the notice of intention to sue and in the Alonzo complaint. The complaint expressly alleged and commenced with the notice of an intention to sue. Moreover, each and every cause of action asserted in the Alonzo complaint was premised, at least in part, on provisions of the MRL, and to that extent, at least, service of notice of intention to sue was required. As the California Supreme Court has said, quote, "Where there is no duty to defend, there cannot be a duty to indemnify, close quote. This was certain underwriters at Lloyd's versus Superior Court. The judgment in favor of Gotham on CCIC's complaint for equitable contribution was therefore affirmed, and Gotham was awarded its costs on appeal. In my opinion, if Sunnyside Mobile Estates did not tell Gotham of the notice of its receipt of an intent to sue, it could have rescinded the policy for misrepresentation or concealment of material facts. They did not. They told Gotham about the potential lawsuit, and as a result, Gotham agreed to issue the policy but excluded the types of loss that resulted in the Alonzo suit. CCIC knew about the loss before the policy expired, and Gotham knew of it before it happened, and the Alonzo suit was filed before the inception of Gotham's policy. There was no equity involved in the attempt at equitable indemnity. In fact, it was truly an unfair action by CCIC to attempt to force Gotham to pay that which it did not owe, and which CCIC knew or should have known Gotham did not owe. This video was adapted from my blog, Zelma on Insurance, which is available free to anyone who clicks on the URL zelma.com/blog. You can subscribe to the blog and you'll receive notice of all blog postings, usually 5, sometimes 6 a week, and access to the more than 4,700 blog postings. Please tell your friends and colleagues about the blog and the videos so that they too can subscribe to the blog and the videos, all of which at youtube.com or at rumble.com are available free. And you only need to subscribe and you'll receive notice of the videos as they come out. If you're interested in more detailed information about insurance, insurance law, insurance claims, and insurance fraud, please consider for a very small fee subscribing to my Substack publications or my Locals community. Thank you for your attention.